Now, Kathy Wood of ARK Invest recently suggested that Bitcoin's price could reach $1.5 million. Now, this might not actually be as crazy as it sounds. If we were looking at Bitcoin's chart back in 2012 or 2013, we may have thought that the price of reaching $1,000 per Bitcoin would be virtually impossible, right? And if we were looking at Bitcoin's price in 2014, 2015, or 2016, we may have thought that the price of reaching 10K was virtually impossible, right? Well, if we continued on and reached 3,000, then 5,000, then 7,000, then coming all the way up to 19,000, we may have thought that was potentially the top for Bitcoin, and that 46,000 or 64,000 was relatively insane to even think about. And yet here we are with a top of about $68,000 per Bitcoin. We are sitting at 42,634 per Bitcoin. Now let's jump into this $1.5 million price target now that we cleared up some doubts. First of all I ask you guys to do, if you find value or enjoy watching the video, is to please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. We are so close to hitting 18,000 subscribers. I would like to hit 20 before January is over. So Kathy Wood brings up spot Bitcoin ETFs. As many of you know, that has been the recent catalyst for Bitcoin, yet it hasn't affected them so well, but we are being lied to, right? This price is not where Bitcoin is going to stay at. According to ARK Invest, Kathy Wood, the price of Bitcoin could soar as high as 1.5 million by 2030, representing a nearly 3,000% gain. Now, at first, this might sound insane, but she brings up the point that the new Bitcoin ETF getting the green light means that so much more untapped cash flow could flow into Bitcoin that has ever flown into Bitcoin. And the reason for that is because institutional investors hold trillions of dollars of assets under management, right? Managing everyone's 401ks, managing everyone's pension funds, retirement funds, etc., etc. And if they just allocate 1% of these people's portfolios to Bitcoin, the ramifications could be enormous and could result in billions of dollars flowing into Bitcoin. So of course these institutions are going to tell you this is bad, the ETFs are about to negatively affect it, just so that they can jump in before putting their clients' assets in as well, and then making retail jump in last and then dumping on you guys over the long term. This is a potential thing going forward. Now, just to disclose, I haven't sold my Bitcoin. I have continued to add Bitcoin. A major player in all of this is BlackRock, which we are going to talk about right now. $9 trillion asset manager BlackRock CEO said Bitcoin is digital gold. Now, BlackRock has recently purchased over 10 million of Bitcoin. They are all in with the spot Bitcoin ETFs, etc., etc. And speaking of digital gold, this brings me into the next point, that even if these ETFs aren't having a positive impact right now, we have another larger catalyst ahead. Bitcoin has a capped supply. Bitcoin, according to the BlackRock CEO, he says we are almost at the maximum Bitcoin supply that could be created, unlike gold, where we manufacture new gold. So he's basically saying Bitcoin is better than gold because we can now manufacture new gold, yet Bitcoin cannot be recreated. Bitcoin has a capped supply, and the next catalyst is the Bitcoin halving. The Bitcoin halving is happening in 80 days, 15 hours, 10 minutes, and 4 seconds. A little bit while ago this went up. It's happening on April 4th of 2024. So we are getting very close to the halving. Now, even if we don't see a sell-off coming into the halving, every single time Bitcoin does have a halving, this decreases the supply the miners are able to mine in half, thus making the demand go up for Bitcoin. So if you have it now, congratulations. And I think this is going to have a large spike in the price movement around that time frame, May, April, June, right? Now, I want to talk about what we just touched on, liars, right? BlackRock CEO says Bitcoin is an index of money laundering. Yet, following that up, we just saw the positive things he says. He said that Bitcoin ETFs are just the first step in technological revolution. So as soon as there is a money-making opportunity, these institutions want you to think that whatever you are doing with your investment strategy is wrong. Not only them, the Vanguard Group owns 8.2% of MicroStrategy, the second largest of all holders. Somehow they find issues with Bitcoin ETFs. What this tells you is worse than Vanguard not liking Bitcoin. It tells you that they are either liars, charlatans who haven't done their research, or both. They also own a bunch of other publicly traded Bitcoin-focused entities, top 5 holders, so their purported anti-Bitcoin stance is questionable. They also allow gold funds to be held at Vanguard accounts, which the CEO said they don't. Lots of contradictions here. These institutions are trying to get their hands on Bitcoin and Bitcoin ETFs and the money within it before you can even jump in. Now remember, cash, the dollar, you are being diluted. I'm going to play this 20-second clip for you.
To the person who is about to grab their car keys and go to the ATM and take out $3,000, you say what?
You don't need to. Your ATM is safe. Your banks are safe. There's enough cash in the financial system, and there is an infinite amount of cash at the Federal Reserve. We will do whatever we need to do to make sure that there's enough cash in the banking system.
I could go on and on about the positive effects of Bitcoin over the long term and the use cases of it, but I'm sure you already know of that. As of right now, we want to see the dollar break down below this channel and show more weakness. Also going to be good for Bitcoin. Now, I want to show you a clip from Joe Rogan's podcast all the way back from 2016 that ended up being completely accurate. And before I do that, guys, that is going to cap the video and close it out. But after you watch that clip, make sure to get in the Discord. The link is right under the video. I'm in there on the daily. We talk stocks as well as crypto all day long, and we post gains and losses. So whether you're a beginner or advanced trader, new to the market, have been in for a while, this is the place to go. It's only a coffee a month. Come talk with me and the most amazing people in Discord. Level up your trading journey for 2024. And yeah, I also post my trades as soon as I take them. That link is in the top of the description and pinned in the top of comments. The second link in both. The first link is the Mumu Link, which I did want to talk about. They have a brand new campaign starting today. 5.1% APY on your uninvested cash, plus 3% extra for 3 months. So, for example, if you had 20K in Mumu, you'd earn a free $405 over the next 3 months, which is absolutely insane. This is just one example. Overall, if you use my link in the top of the description or pinned in the top of comments, sign up and deposit any amount, you will start earning up to 15 free stocks, each valued up to $2,000 per stock, which you can sell or hold, whatever you want to do with. All you got to do, again, use my link, sign up, and make a deposit. That is it, guys. I'm going to roll the clip for you. I love you. Hopefully you enjoyed your long weekend. Let's make some money in this market. And let me know in the comments down below, do you agree with ARK Invest's price prediction on Bitcoin?
The problem is we are going to a digital currency society where cash will be gradually eradicated, either through non-use or a lot of countries and a lot of governments are trying to actively ban it. So they're putting limits on how much you can use cash, say, $1,000, and if it's more than $1,000, using cash is illegal. When we go to the society, we have to really think about the implications. Do we want a society in which our digital money is under complete surveillance and complete control, where if you go to the wrong protest, or if you support the wrong political campaign, or if you make a payment to the wrong person or receive money from the wrong person, suddenly your money disappears. It's no longer yours anymore. It's frozen, it's seized, it's gone. And someone has control of that. Corporations, banks, governments, and in most cases, there is no difference between corporation, bank, and government, right? And so that's one scenario. And the other scenario is one in which individuals control their money. And it is digital money, but it's digital cash like Bitcoin, where you can pay an individual from one person to another, just like I can with cash today, without any other party getting involved. What really strikes me as amazing is that we've gotten used to this idea so quickly, which is that we no longer pay people. We no longer pay people directly. The less we use cash, the more we pay people through a corporation, right? So from tipping your valet to tipping your taxi driver to tipping wherever, tipping is pretty much the last remaining part of our society where cash is used to pay from one person who is not an incorporated entity to another person who is not an incorporated entity. Everything else you have to pay through a corporation, whether it's a bank, right? Whether it's Venmo, whether it's PayPal, whether it's any of those things. And we've gradually gotten used to this environment where we can't pay another person unless there's a corporation involved. And that's astonishing to me. And as cash disappears, that then becomes a final fact, that every single payment in your life will be from you to a corporation.
And that corporation takes a piece of that, every single thing.
And not just that, it doesn't just take a piece, it also controls and surveils and monitors your use. And if you violate the terms and conditions, you are destitute.
Wow.
So the issue is not what we have today versus the digital currency of the future or Bitcoin or whatever. It's both futures are digital currency, and in both futures, cash will no longer exist. That is inevitable. We are going down that road, and now we have to choose. Do we go to the digital cashless society of corporate control over money with the complete and total merging of corporate and state money, where instead of having separation of state and money, you have the merging of state and money and corporation and money, where your money is branded money? You have Chase dollars, you have Goldman Sachs dollars, you have Coca-Cola dollars, right? You have money that is controlled by a corporation. Or do we go down the other future, where we have money that is basically an internet protocol that is completely global, that any person can pay any person, they meet in the streets without any corporations getting involved, just from me to you, digital cash. And that's really it's a less optimistic view, because I'm fully aware of what the other future is, and it's already playing out. And it is in my opinion, a very dangerous future.